But the most important game is the next game, and that's the one coming up between the Delhi Dribblers and the Punjab Warriors, as we see Delhi take the floor.
Yeah, my main man Dan out the gates first, and this should be a really good hit out between these two teams. Unfortunately for the Dribblers, they're down one guy in Alex Madronya. He took a bit of a head knock in our overtime game, but he's such a huge piece for them. But with the experience of Lockie Barker at the point, I feel like they're still in good stead to have a really good crack at this Warriors team.
As we see the Punjab Warriors take the floor, and that man Uche Dibiamaka has been the top scorer for Punjab, and he's been pretty good throughout, pretty consistent.
I feel like pretty good's an understatement after watching what he did against us. You know, I think he's one of the better guys out here, and he's a joy to watch, and he's a heck of a cover in the grand scheme of things.
As we have a look at the Delhi lineup, they will open with Barker, Lakesh Warren, Sahil, Tomar and Montgomery. On the bench will be Panesh, Kolsma, Burkholder, Washburn, Manoj and Pinto. And as Miles mentioned, Alex Madronya is out due to a concussion after a heavy knock to the head in the previous game.
And that injury, like taking that hit, that's just going to give a couple of the other guys another opportunity. So, you know, who's going to put their hand up? Who's going to take that responsibility and be the guy that fills in those shoes, fills in the spot, the scoring, the defense, the leadership. So some big shoes to fill, but there's some very capable guys in that squad to do that.
And we have a look at the Punjab Warriors. They will go in to tip off with Barker, Manoj, Sandhu, Principal Singh and Stokely Chafee, who has been putting together some sort of highlight reel. And on the bench will be Maslin, Dibiamaka, Garrett, Tomar, Benawal, Ta'ane Samuel and Briesh Tawari. Samuel has been great. He comes off the bench and he gives some sort of instant impact almost every time he checks in.
Yeah, I got to say he's one of my favourites, but I might be a little biased. I coached him a couple of years ago at the Wellington Saints in the New Zealand National Basketball League, and he's got an offensive package. He can do some amazing things, and he's just a good guy to be around.
So there's Dibiamaka for the Warriors, and we have a look at the leading scorers for the competition to this stage, and it's Trendon Hankerson at 22.5, Dolph Pinocchio, Jack Purchase, Alex Robinson and Alex Madronya. As we mentioned, he is going to be missing tonight, along with his 16.7 points per game.
JP, Jack Purchase, his numbers probably got a little boost after that 30 piece he had the other night, but very, very good player. Some great guys leading that scoring here.
There's no question about the level of talent that is on show here at Inbl Pro U-25. As we check the standings with Hyderabad on top at 3-1, then the logjam from 2 to 5th with Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi and Gujarat at 2 and 2, and Punjab tonight 1 and 3 and aiming to get to 2 and 3 as we get ready for the countdown to tip off. All right, so it will be Delhi in yellow going to the left, and first possession is with Punjab in the blue.
Yeah, a little Barker on Barker action to start. As you see, great backdoor cut and finish there. The perfect start for the Warriors.
So again, Barker on Barker. They were teammates at Frankston for several seasons, and now here they are posed with Delhi and Punjab. They throw it up, and it comes to Lakesh Warren in the corner. He can't get it to go, and Chafee comes down with the rebound. Barker, Lucas Barker, using the Chafee ball screen, and he throws it away.
Yeah, Lucas Barker just sort of dribbled into a little too much traffic there as we see Lockie Barker hit the fall away.
So Lockie Barker opens the scoring for the game for Delhi. Here's Chafee. Sandhu firing, but missing. And Delhi tidies up the rebound. And they come the other way. This is Montgomery. Barker. Sahil fires, but comes up short. And Sandhu with the rebound.
And that defense there from the Warriors, guys are sagging, making it really tough to get the ball in the paint off the bounce. They might need to move the ball around the perimeter and then try and attack a closeout, as we see Principal Singh fire away. Off on that one. Delhi managed to keep it alive, come the other way.
So this is Lakesh Warren to Montgomery down low against Chafee. And out to Tomar, and his shot is off the mark. And Barker tidies up for Punjab. This is Singh going to the basket, and they're going to rule there was a foul on the floor before the shot.
It's a little action like that, trying to get the ball to a post player, trying to get to the foul line, just something to keep this scoreboard ticking over as we see the replay here. That rip. Impressive finish there from the young fella.
So Barker to inbound for Punjab, and he goes to Sandhu. Barker coming up top. He measures the three and hits the three. So that's a good play from the out of bounds action for Punjab. Here's Sahil firing for Delhi. And Sahil answers with the three.
And we've played both these teams. And he is a man that you do not want to leave alone. There are some guys that can really shoot the ball. And Sahil is one of those dudes. If he's got a little bit of space, it is going up and it's probably going in.
Here's Chafee trying his luck from outside. And he can't get it to go. Montgomery, the kick ahead to Lakesh Warren, and Barker with the good defensive play. And in transition, they let one fly when Singh closer to the basket might have been a better option.
Well, I don't mind that option as a three. You've got a great rebounder in position, and it was a wide open three for a guy who can knock it down. So as a big man, of course, I want to see that ball get thrown inside, but you know, you'll take that because the rebounding position is there, the great kick ahead, so it's not a bad one. You'd like to see it go in, but that's not a bad one. You'll take that.
So Chafee at the line, and he makes the second and ties the game at 5. Or rather, puts his team ahead by 1, 6-5. And we're still in the very early going of this game as Lachlan Barker is guarded by Dibiamarka to Sahil.
And everyone's staying together. Everyone's playing every other day sort of thing. And it still doesn't matter as we see Chafee get a piece of that.
Here's Lockie Barker from the corner, and he gets the three to go. So after a couple of minutes to feel each other out, all of a sudden the shots are starting to drop.
Well, it really is. We're still in the first round, and you're right, that feeling out period, you know, first 2-3 minutes of a game, starting to get settled. No amount of scout, no amount of film can prepare you for what's going to happen, you know, once you hit the floor. Because there's always a little wrinkle that can be thrown in, and anything can happen. You know, a non-shooter could get hot, you know, whatever plays out in front. So the scout can give you an idea as we see Chafee knock Barker to the ground.
But Barker is up and running.
Yeah, the dribblers come away with it. Let's see what they can create here.
They swing to Sahil, to Tomar. Now they go inside to Montgomery. He's doubled, but recovers and finds the open man. That was Tomar. That was a great pass out of the post by Montgomery.
A great rim run there.
Oh, and Chafee just adds to his collection of dunks so far during the season.
Well, it's just a great rim run. And we've lost a little bit of that in the 5-out era, modern basketball. I love a big man that can get on the rim and finish like that.
And Montgomery finishes at the other end this time. And it's Chafee that commits the foul. You're right about the rim runner, and it's very noticeable.
Oh, yeah, he's great at that, and he's been doing that all since we got over here. And it's great to see that part of the game is not dead.
So before the free throws are to be taken, we've got a timeout called with the Delhi Dribblers ahead 12-8 as we see Chafee rise up and throw one down for the Punjab Warriors. We're going to head down to the sidelines and listen in to Punjab Warriors coach Andrew Harms.
And what that looks like is we've had 3 mismatches straight off the bat. We have not hit a screen. We go to execute that, we miss it. The details are important. We will find 5 guys that will play with energy. Last time I talked about it.
Yep. With that baseline play, is he running the 3-point line, or is he just coming up the screen to
Out,
the point, right?
screen, yeah, and around.
To the point, right?
Yeah. Can us get open, and then we're out, and then here. Let's go a box
When we
baton
come
out
out
here.
Let's go, guys, let's go! Right, energy, go! Punjab on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so there's Andrew Harms with the Punjab Warriors. We're going to the sidelines and hear what Ryan James has got for us from the Delhi Dribblers huddle.
Hey Grant, hey coach, while their offensive strategy is to find the open man, that continues to work, coach also wants them to find the post because Pratyanshu gets free. He wants the ball immediately going rather than coming off the board. That's all from the sidelines.
All right, thank you, Ryan. As Montgomery steps to the line for one free throw, but he can't cap the 3-point play. And that leaves the Delhi Dribblers on top, 12-8. This is Dibby Amarka. Looking for Maslin, who has checked in.
And Dane Samuel down there just as a big target, drew 2 before he even caught the ball. So he, Sandhu, sorry, at the top of the key, left wide open. And I feel like that was better luck than better defense on that possession.
I was going to say, that's the danger, isn't it? If you double your big man down low and you do it so early, there's always the danger that you do have an open man somewhere for a 3-point shot.
The way he shot the ball against us, oh, that's luck that he missed more than that good defense that we spoke about.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
This is very true.
As we see Lachlan Barker go to the free throw line for the Delhi Dribblers. Barker's averaging 20.7 points a game. So he's having a great season to this point. He did miss a game with illness, but he looks like he's good to go.
I think there's been a few guys go down with a little bit of the Delhi belly. Unfortunately, he missed that one game. He's back on his feet now, knocking down those free throws.
He does. He makes both and nudges the lead to 6 with 5:04 left in the first quarter as Maslin takes over for Punjab.
Some great pressure up the floor. We're going to see if we get an 8-second call.
Yep. And they do call it.
It was interesting because I thought he got the ball over half and it was knocked back. So that was an interesting one. The officials saw it a little bit differently.
The replay doesn't show how far he did get with the ball, but he looked a little unconvincing from the get-go of that possession. So
no, it was great pressure from the dribblers up the floor trying to be disruptive. And with Lucas Barker out, that's their preferred point guard who can handle that pressure and handle it well.
And of course, with Mudronya missing for Delhi, there's going to be a lot of onus on Lockie Barker to do the bulk of the work in that regard for them tonight.
But we just saw a shot clock violation there. The shot clock reset to 14 on the violation, and I don't think the dribblers realised. Yeah.
Here's Dibby Amarka.
A poor heads up from the guys on the court and their bench, not really yelling anything out.
Dibiamaka with a nice finish. He got inside and got to the rim, and Dibiamaka shows his quality. This is Lakesh Warren now for Delhi. He's driving, and they're going to rule that the defense was illegal by Tawari.
Yeah, you see that arm go across. It was a great little dribble move that put his defender on his heels. That arm came across to stop him. Need to move the hands before the feet.
Here's Lakesh Warren again, working off Washburn's screen. He got into the paint but couldn't finish, and Maslin comes back the other way for Punjab. Samuel rolling and receiving this time. Going up and getting a foul, and he'll shoot a pair.
A huge wealth of experience with Dane Samuel. Played in the New Zealand League, as I mentioned. He's also been in Japan's B League over there. He's had a year with the Brisbane Bullets. He's been around and done a lot of things, and he is such a big target and such a strong guy down there. If the Warriors can find a way to get him the ball in a position that he can go to work, then the Dribblers are in for a long night.
The thing I love about Samuel is, as big as he is, he's so nimble and agile, and he's got a good look for a pass. He's not always just looking to score.
No, he's a very unselfish guy, and he is one of those guys, as you said, he's a big unit, but he moves very well.
And so Samuel cuts the margin to 2. It's the Dribblers on top 14-12 as we head towards 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. This is Lakesh Warren to Burkholder. They go down low to Washburn, working against Samuel. He does get up, but he can't get the finish. Samuel comes down with a rebound.
Washburn in discussion with the referee in transition.
Here's Samuel, and Samuel with a poised finish on the reversal. That's just a smart play. He basically had a little hesitation, got his man where he wanted him, and finished.
Yeah, the patience and poise out of that pivot game.
Here's Polsner to Burkholder. Burkholder driving and can't finish, and here's Samuel with another rebound. Dibiamaka pushing, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. So momentum right now with the Punjab Warriors.
Oh, without a doubt. I do love Burkholder on that last one as we see the replay. Oosh getting in, causing some contact and earning himself a trip to the charity stripe. But I do like the work rate and the motor of Burkholder and Montgomery for the Dribblers. They do just try and get in there and outwork guys. So if the Warriors bigs aren't ready to put in that same work, it could be tough.
So Dibiamaka at the line, he's averaging 15.5 points per game, along with 3.8 rebounds and 3.8 assists. So he's doing a little bit of everything for the Warriors. This is Lakesh Warren. Works off Washburn. Here's Burkholder penetrating, and we get a second chance. And the Dribblers hit the 3 off the offensive rebound. That was Panache.
That's that work rate I was talking about. Burkholder gets into the paint, throws up a shot, but he's the first guy to go get it.
So Samuel found Minaj in the corner, and Minaj couldn't finish. And Burkholder comes back the other way. Polsner catches and shoots, but can't connect. And this is Tawari.
Polsman shooting the ball very well since he's been over here, shooting at a great clip, and he doesn't need a lot of time and space. So that one there is, while it may not look open, looks semi-contested for a guy like him, he can knock it down. So as we see, the Warriors knock it down.
Minaj with the 3. He didn't take any time to think about that either. Here's Washburn down low, and he's fouled, and they count the bucket, and he'll get the chance for a 3-point play. So it's a bit of mano-a-mano between Washburn and Samuel.
It is indeed. And Wash, product of TCU, we're having a great conversation. Jamie Dixon running a fantastic program there. He's I'll say a product of New Zealand, but not really. He played professionally in New Zealand, Jamie Dixon, Coach Dixon. So, but Wash taking advantage of a slight mismatch down there. Samuel hadn't got back and not matched up. Managed to tie it up at 19 and the Dribblers can take the lead if he knocks his free throw down.
So about a minute and a half to go in the period. And Washburn does make the free throw. And the Dribblers go on top, 20-19. This is Tawari, guarded by Barker. Now Dibiamaka. They go down low to Chafee. Chafee backs it down. Now out to Dibiamaka. Shot clock at 5. And Dibiamaka goes up without the ball, but it's knocked out of bounds. And they've got 3 seconds to get something done here on the out of bounds play.
Yeah, that offense wasn't real pretty. It's just a little disjointed. They didn't quite get to spots. They didn't quite get into a flow. And because of that, they didn't have a whole lot of spaces. We see the greatest defender that's been here since we got to India, the sideline, take another victim.
I wondered who you were going to nominate as the greatest defender, but you're right about the sideline.
Oh, it is the sideline.
Yeah.
It is the sideline. Greatest defender we got here.
Here's Washburn. He goes to Tomar. And Tomar hits from the corner with the long 2. And the Dribblers now up by 3. Inside the last minute of the first quarter, and this is Dibiamaka trying to turn the corner. They go to Samuel up top. That's a great pass to Chafee, but Chafee can't finish. That's disappointing after such a great pass from Samuel, with Chafee in a good position.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that some of those great passes don't get finished, as we see Wash a little short on that. Chafee controls the glass, and the Warriors should come away with the last shot here.
The shot clock and the game clock are almost identical. There's about a second differential as they regain that after a little misadventure. Dibiamaka. Dibiamaka gets to the rim and gets the finish for the Punjab Warriors. And that half-court effort from Lockie Barker, while spectacular, will not count. So at the end of 1, it's the Delhi Dribblers 22, the Punjab Warriors 21. Miles, a couple of your thoughts on the opening quarter?
That was great. Both teams went on little runs and made some adjustments. The subs for both teams managed to change up the game a little bit. You could see Darnay Samuel came in. All of a sudden, the Warriors have got that inside presence. And you're right, he made some great passes, got it kicked out on the little short rolls and things like that. But both, hey, 21-22, this is a great game. Can't wait to see the rest of it.
There's no question the game is poised for another tight one. We've had some great games in the last few nights as we take a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter. And there's Chafee going up with a big finish. And Manoj for the Warriors with a deep 3. And we can go down to the sidelines with Ryan James.
Very well then, we can see Lockie Barker along with Sahil leading the charge for the Delhi Dribblers. It's going to be a very interesting game from here on because they are missing out on the services of Alex Mudronia. But let me tell you, the Indian players have stepped up. That's why we're seeing Sahil and Pratyanshu get a lot more roles. Pratyanshu had a wonderful game in the previous one where he made his debut. But today he will have to take charge because they lack on those rebounds. So it's going to be interesting to see how the game unfolds. And we can expect a lot of substitutions throughout the game. That's all from the sidelines.
All right, thank you, Ryan, as we check the leading scorers in the game to this point. And for Delhi, it's Lachlan Barker with 7. Tomar has 4. While for the Punjab Warriors, it's Darnay Samuel with 4 and Uche Dibiamaka with 6. As we get second quarter action underway. And the ball is with Lockie Barker, guarded by Dibiamaka.
Lockie Barker is such a tough cover because he is very, very smart, can shoot the ball, as we see a careless pass lead to the break there, and
they're going to rule
Dribblers are going to come back up with that.
Yeah, they say Dibiamaka spilled it out of bounds, and there was no foul to be called, so the ball will go back to the Delhi Dribblers.
That was a good no call. You can see on the replay there, he just lost his footing and fell out of bounds. Might have been a little bit of a wet patch on the court.
So after that careless turnover on the first possession, they can get a redo.
They can have that mulligan.
Here's Montgomery. Miles Pearce spending too much time on the golf course. Here's Barker, guarded by Dibiamaka.
And that's what I'm talking about with that intelligence of Lockie. You could see him running the offense. You could see him making calls, getting everyone in the right position. And he just took an advantage to try and get that, and gets fouled in the process.
So Delhi will take over, and the foul was off the ball against Sandhu. There's a quick shot off the inbounds pass by Panache. And
he may not have realised
the rebound.
Yeah, he might not have realised that shot clock reset to 14.
Dibiamaka. That's a tough finish by Uche Dibiamaka. And he puts the Warriors on top 23-22. Montgomery to Barker. Barker fires. And Barker hits the three to put Delhi back on top.
This is going to be a seesaw battle if it keeps going like this. Entertaining basketball.
Here's Dibiamaka. He measures the three. Can't get it to fit. And Delhi will take over as they go to the bench. Polgsma checks out. Burkholder in. Sahil in. And Panache out. And Barker will take over, guarded by Barker. Tomar. Burkholder presents. Montgomery down low, goes to work against Chafee. But Chafee is equal to the task and gets a hand on the shot as Sandhu comes up running for Punjab. Yeah, he comes up firing, and Gurbaz Sandhu with the three. We talk about players that don't really need much encouragement to shoot. He's one of them.
He is indeed, but Sahil went under that screen. I don't know why. He's got to have the knowledge to not do that, as we see Montgomery with the strong finish and the foul.
That's a good bucket by Montgomery. Looked like he was getting a little bit out of shape, but he recovered after the contact to make the finish.
A little bit off balance, but threw that up, went down, and he's at the foul line now, trying to earn himself a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
So there we see the finish by James Montgomery. He's got 4 points tonight, and he's been very solid, consistent, and a presence for Delhi throughout the season as he misses the chance to cap the three-point play. The Dribblers up by 1, just inside 8 minutes left in the half. This is Garrett. He puts it on the floor, but can't get a finish. Barker up top. That was a good hard switch by Tomar, but then he undid all the good work by using his hands.
Yeah, the hard show there really put some pressure on the ball screen, but that last little reach gets called for the foul, and that's what got him in trouble.
So the Warriors take over. Chafee down low to Garrett, and Garrett with the finish.
And we've had a couple of missed free throws from both teams, and in a game like this, those are the ones that they're going to add up if it stays like this throughout. You know, our game against the Dribblers in overtime, it really came down to some huge free throws, and shout out to the guys
As
from
Barker
the Stallions.
rises.
getting that win. But, oh, great hustle, almost. The referees don't know what's going on. They've figured out what's going on.
It's always the classic case of it's the free throws and the layups. You make them and you're good, you miss them and you're in trouble.
Yeah, and that's hey, that got us the overtime win a couple of days ago. And as I said, shout out to the guys, Stallions.
Here's Garrett. Minaj off the mark.
That was a strong one, well off the mark, as we see Barker pick that pass up and probably get the easiest two he's going to have while he's over here.
Well, it doesn't matter how or why, as long as they're in the book, and they were there for Lucas Barker as he picked off the pass and basically just strolled in for the layup. And he has put the Punjab Warriors ahead by 3, 30-27. And that prompted a timeout to be called. Let's head down and have a listen to those timeout huddles.
Your job is to go through and away. Lockie will get open. Give Lockie room. Go to the baseline. Don't come back to the middle. Go to the baseline. Keep attacking. Keep attacking. We need some stops and just get out and run.
1-2.
Are we going to Dhruv? Okay, so we've heard from the Delhi Dribblers. We're going to go down to the sidelines where Dhruv Barman was listening in on the Punjab Warriors timeout.
This timer was all about just for the Punjab Warriors to remember who they are, be communicative, be talkative, get the body language going, and just hustle. That's it from here, guys. Right back to the game.
So out of that timeout, the Dribblers turn it over, and the Warriors make them pay the full toll as Minaj hits the 3.
They do indeed. There's a little bit of extended pressure. They threw that pass away, and the Warriors made them pay. And we were lucky enough to see into the Dribblers timeout, Coach David and Coach Craig, who trying to get some stuff done in the half court. They didn't even get the ball over halfway.
The emphasis in that timeout did seem to be getting Lockie Barker open and some opportunities, which is, I guess, not rocket science, but he is their leading scorer, and he's the obvious man that they want to get going, especially without Mugronya on the floor tonight.
Oh, the intent was there, but unfortunately they threw that pass. It got picked off at halfway, and the Warriors just made them pay.
So in fact, it was back-to-back pickoffs and baskets for Punjab because Barker's steal and layup prompted the timeout. Here's Chafee up top for the Warriors. He attacks Montgomery. He spins but can't finish, and Montgomery comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, great drive and spin. A little bit of off balance.
Here's Polsma now for Delhi. And Polsma finds the basket, and a much-needed one for Delhi as he cuts the margin to 4.
And if he can get going, he can be the guy that fills that void of Mugronya, who's out tonight with concussion.
Here's Garrett tracking down the offensive rebound. Minaj from the corner. He'll get another opportunity. And he is met by Polsma. And Minaj will shoot a pair of free throws. Again, second and third opportunities on the offensive glass.
Well, the game of possessions is so important, and there's 2 ways to earn more possessions in a basketball game. It's make the other team make mistakes and turn it over, or every time you shoot, you try and get offensive rebounds. And right now, the Warriors are doing both of those things. They're forcing the Dribblers into making some bad passes, they're forcing some turnovers, and they're getting some second chance opportunities.
Minaj can't cash in on that opportunity with the first free throw. His Warriors ahead 33-29, and now 34-29. With a little more than 5 minutes left in the half as Barker takes over for Delhi. Lakesh Warren guarded by Sandhu. Here's Barker. Goes against Garrett. Loses his footing. And they're going to rule that there was a kicked ball. And it will
couple
go
of the
back to
Melbourne
Delhi.
boys are missing home. Just trying to kick that ball through, and that's not quite how it works here. Delhi will maintain possession. Shot clock reset to 14.
And hopefully they are aware of it this time. Clock management hasn't been tip-top on a couple of possessions. Lakesh Warren inbounds to Polsma. He pulls up for three and can't connect. The rebound by Minaj.
It's a better look for the Dribblers. A pretty good shot for one of their guys. Went under, Darnay Samuel went under on that three-point shot, and one of their better shooters gets a look, but an offensive foul here called.
Illegal screen against Samuel. And so the ball will come back to Delhi as they try to reduce the 5-point margin.
And that replay doesn't quite show us exactly what happened. Darnay's a strong human, so he may have bumped him, and it's a large man hitting a smaller man.
I think the naked eye would suggest that he did perhaps move a smidgen.
But as players, we never do any wrong.
As Delhi turns it over now.
Except Delhi, who just turned it over and did wrong.
Dibiamaka for the Warriors, guarded by Barker. To Lucas Barker. This time Samuel with the rock-solid screen. And they call another kickball violation, this time against the Dribblers. There was no way Samuel was going to fall in the trap of back-to-back illegal screens.
No, he was very still on that one. That was a good pick. That's a big body to get around.
Here's Barker, the shot clock at 12. Dibiamaka now. Throws it up for Samuel, and the ball works around the perimeter to Minaj, and Minaj finishes off the good ball movement with the three.
But that great ball movement, as you said.
Here's Barker to Polsma in the corner. And they've got a foul off the ball. And Darnay Samuel taking exception with Montgomery. He perhaps thinks he might have put a little mustard on the contact.
Well, a little bit of acting goes a long way, we've discovered here in this tournament. So there have been some guys who have been making the most of their acting career. Bollywood is not too far away, so we'll see if any of the guys can pick up a little part-time acting gig.
So Delhi with the ball on the baseline. Montgomery guarded by Samuel. The three from the top by Tomar won't go, but Montgomery picks up an offensive rebound. And his offensive rebound turns into a three for Lockie Barker.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Montgomery is just an absolute workhorse, and if you don't get a body on the glass, he's going to come up with something. He came up with something there and managed to get the offensive rebound and assist and a block. Back-to-back huge plays for Montgomery.
So he's doing a little bit of everything right now, James Montgomery. He has been very good for the Dribblers during this season as they inbound to Tawari. Montgomery averaging 13.2 points per game as the third highest scorer for the Dribblers behind Barker and Mudronya.
And he can score, but it's all the other things. There's times when he will get a tip on an offensive rebound, and he won't get that stat, but he kept it alive and someone else grabs it, deflections, bump and cutters. So there's a whole lot of things that Montgomery does that don't go down on the stat sheet, that's not scoring. And I think there's so many people that value, particularly the young kids coming through, they see their value in how many points they can score. And if you watch Montgomery, he does so much for his team and at times isn't scoring.
A lot of the one percenters for Montgomery as Maslin fires and hits. Boston Maslin with the three for the Warriors to make it an 8-point game. 3 minutes until half time. It's 40-32 for the Warriors. Here's Montgomery, and this time he unfortunately adds a turnover to his stats line. So far he's got 4 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. So again, just piecing together a nice night of work. This is Tawari for Punjab. To Dibiamaka from deep. And Uche Dibiamaka hits the three-pointer for the Punjab Warriors to go up by 11. Lockie Barker fires for a 3.
This is probably one of the Warriors' better shooting games in terms of percentage from deep. And if they can keep shooting it like this, they're going to be off to their second victory of the tournament.
Dibiamaka couldn't get the finish, and now it's Montgomery for Delhi to Polesma. Back to Montgomery, and they're going to call the foul here, and Montgomery will step to the free throw line. So down by 11 with a couple of minutes left. There's still plenty of basketball to go, but as we mentioned before, the importance of the free throws are going to be crucial, and even right now he needs to make a couple to give Delhi a little respite, if you like, from what the Warriors have been doing on offense.
Yeah, they've got to be able to keep ticking the scoreboard over, and that's something that Madronja was doing for them really well. He was able to play the point, handle the ball, and create shots for himself and teammates. And right now, it's up to Barker, Lockie Barker, to try and do that, the work of 2. And with both of those guys available, they really did have a great 1-2 punch in the backcourt. So, as I said at the start of the broadcast, who's going to step into those shoes? Who's going to fill that void at 17 points a game?
Here's Dibiamaka with the shot clock at 5. And Maslin from deep. And Boston Maslin with a long three-pointer. That's a big bucket from Boston Maslin, and all of a sudden the Warriors are out by 13.
Now, no lead is safe with the value of the three-point line and the way teams can shoot it just like that.
Polesma with the reply.
But you don't want to get too deep in a hole. I know it's still, just 70 seconds, 75 seconds to halftime. So plenty of time left in this game as we see the Dribblers come up with another stop. Let's see what they can create in this possession.
Here's Barker attacking the rim. He can't get the finish, but there's your man, James Montgomery, with the follow-up.
Just working harder than other people.
Again, running the floor as Maslin goes back-to-back on threes. So Boston Maslin making his presence felt as we head into the last 40 seconds of the half. Lakesh Warren measures the 3. He can't get it to go, and Chafee comes up with the rebound. Now Maslin.
Big man's dream, trying to be point forward there on that play.
Dibiamaka turns the corner against Montgomery and gets a nice finish. That's a nice move by Uche Dibiamaka. And unless there's a bad turnover here, the Delhi Dribblers will get the last shot. Wow, Lakesh Warren with a behind-the-head pass to Montgomery, and Montgomery with the finish at the buzzer. And at the buzzer, it's the Punjab Warriors 51-40. Miles, give us a quick summary of what you thought of the first half.
Hey, look, it was back and forth for a long time. The Warriors actually shot the ball quite well there in that second quarter and managed to get themselves out to an 11-point lead. I think the Dribblers will be a little bit disappointed that they couldn't keep adding some scoreboard pressure as they went. But, hey, second half, see what they can come up with.
We see the halftime score. It's Punjab Warriors 51 over Delhi 40. We're going to go down sidelines, and Dhruv has got Lucas Barker of the Punjab Warriors.
I'm here with a man, Lucas Barker, up 11 points at the half. What are some things that have worked or maybe haven't worked for you guys so far?
Pushing the tempo has worked for us. We've been getting some easy baskets when we try and run up and down. We've got to try and keep them off the offensive glass though to limit their opportunities. They've got a few offensive rebounds and putback scores.
Can we see a Lucas Barker show in the second half?
Hopefully we can just get a win. That's all I'm after.
Awesome, man. Spoken like a true leader. All the best for the next half. That's it from here, guys. I think we're on for a great second half. I'll see you guys right after this short break.
Okay, so you come back to us, then we see the scores for each team, right? Okay, got it. Okay, so welcome back to the THYAGRAJ Sports Complex here in Delhi. It's the Punjab Warriors 51 on top of the Delhi Dribblers 40. It was a big second quarter for Punjab. They outscored Delhi 30-18 to establish that 11-point halftime lead. As we see the performance of Uche Dibiamaka at halftime. 13 points, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. He's been a factor yet again for Punjab.
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job creating a whole lot of stuff for his team off the bounce. You know, he's able to get into the key. He's found Dane Samuel a couple of times and just making some really good plays, heads-up basketball plays.
He's been impressive throughout the season so far, Dibiamaka, and he's a good performer at both ends of the floor, but getting to the basket seems to be his specialty.
It is, and as you say that, we see the replay of him knocking down the triple. But he really has been, he's been a force to be reckoned with.
So now we get a look at Lachlan Barker's game tonight. He's got 13 points, and as we mentioned from the get-go, he has been and has to be the focal point of the Delhi offense, especially, as mentioned earlier as well, the absence of Woodronya to be his running mate tonight.
Yeah, I think he's the recipient there of that Montgomery offensive rebound, as we see. But one of the big things for me right now is how can they get Lockie Barker going when he's the guy initiating the offense? So it's going to be a really tough challenge for the Dribblers to get him the ball and try and get him off the ball so he can be in the action to score rather than setting other guys up, because he's a great scorer.
All right, so Lockie Barker again has to be the focal point for the Delhi offense in the second half. We are now going to go down to the sidelines and Ryan James.
I'm joined by a wonderful group that's come in to watch. We have the students joining us from the British school that is here in Delhi, and it's been a wonderful atmosphere so far. And as we have a lot of children who are currently on court, we're going to speak to the two coaches of the school team. So, Coach, what's your name?
My name's Sean Adams.
And Coach, yours?
I'm Jimmy Joy.
All right, so Coach Sean and Coach Jimmy is joining us. Thank you so much for your time. Coach, how does it feel to be part of India's first professional basketball league?
Super excited, super grateful to be here. The league actually, one of the teams visited our school and they did like an exhibition with the kids. So we brought a lot of them here today. They're super excited to be here, and it's great to see this happen in India, this kind of basketball. It's great to see.
That's wonderful. The team did go ahead and have a good time with the children. Coach Jimmy, a question to you. So I'm sure the moment your children, they do a small mistake, they miss a layup, what is the punishment you're giving them usually? Is it the suicide drills? Is it push-ups?
I mean, there's nothing apart from suicide for the start. Then it depends on if they repeat it, then it might be adding up to some push-ups as well then. But yeah, I mean, we start with the suicides answer. I think so it depends on the player as well, how they have performed. If we can give a lever, we will give that. Otherwise, we just go ahead. Couple of suicides, maybe more. The most we have given is probably like 7 of them. We just keep it like that. But yeah, suicide is the thing. That's what we give. Yeah.
Well, it's preparing them for the future INBL, because I'm sure we have a lot of stars churning. Coach, another question to you. Well, how important is basketball as a curriculum that your school offers to the students?
Well, we all know basketball is life. But yeah, basketball is offered throughout our curriculum from year 3 up all the way up till the end of school. We have an under-9 team, an under-11 team, an under-14 team, an under-18 team, both boys and girls. So it's a big part of the school. The school's really enthusiastic about it. We got some really good players. And it's great. It's great to be a part of it.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. That's all from the crowd piece. Back to you guys at the commentary box.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And we get a little insight into some of the fans here tonight for this game, which has the Punjab Warriors on top by 11. And this is one of the reasons why. Stokely Chafee with a big finish. Dibia Marker to Manoj for the finish. And Sandhu. The Warriors, they look confident when they're shooting the ball.
They do, and that's one of the things that you got to be. If you're shooting the ball and you're questioning whether you should shoot it or not, you probably shouldn't shoot it. So it's great to see some of these guys who just get out there and they're open, they're letting it fly, and you can see they're knocking it down. Maslin 3 of 3, 100%. He's doing a wonderful job, came into the game, and he's got 9 points in 7 minutes.
So the Warriors are 9 of 21 on 3-point shots. So they're not shy. As we check the top scorers to the half, Uche Dibiamaka with 13, Manoj 10, Maslin, as we mentioned, 3 of 3 from the 3-point line with 9 points. Sandhu and Barker 5 apiece.
I think the big part of the game right now that is letting the Dribblers down is the Dribblers are only shooting 42%.
And for the Delhi Dribblers, it's Lachlan Barker, the man we've mentioned, with 13 points. Montgomery has 9, then Polsma 5, Tomar 4, and Chris Washburn 3. We're going to take a short break and get ready for the second half of this game. You're watching Inbl Pro U-25. Okay, welcome back to the THYAGRAJ Sports Complex. It's half-time with the Punjab Warriors on top of the Delhi Dribblers by 11. Before we get second half action underway, we're going to go down to the sidelines with Ryan James.
We're joined by the assistant coach, Coach Anil. Coach, the second half, obviously your team is down. What is the strategy going into the second?
Yeah, because our team was always in the second half only we are good. First half we are a little bit lacking with. Some defense was not up to mark. Now we are second half we are lacking. We are concentrating on the defense. We are lucky we'll get on fire.
All right, so defense is the key for them. That's all from the sidelines. Over to you in the comms.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And after giving up 51 in the first half, defense does seem need to be addressed.
That seems a great place to start. Unfortunately for the Dribblers, the percentages are just a little higher across the board, whether it's the field goal, three-point or free throw percentage. As we see a little double drag screen action there to start the game with Barker ball in his hand.
He goes down to Washburn, and Washburn can't get the little jump hook to finish. Lucas Barker takes over for the
There's
Warriors.
not a bad little set to come out. Washburn getting to his left hand, you know, in a pretty good spot. He missed a little chippy, but a good look to get the dribblers off and running. Let's see if they can come up with the stop.
Here's Barker. Down low to Chafee, the shot clock at 4. His fall away won't go. And Montgomery comes down with his 8th rebound of the game. Washburn.
And with the bigs, Washburn and Montgomery out there, that's possibly a way that the dribblers can initiate some offense as we see the 3 ball off, fumbled.
So they ruled that the ball will go back to the Punjab Warriors.
There you go, see what they can come here, get here as we see the replay. We got the benefit of the replay, the officials don't. But as I said, that if the dribblers can initiate some offense with their bigs, Montgomery and Washburn, that can take a little bit of pressure off Barker and potentially get him in some of the 2nd or 3rd actions.
Dibiamaka can't get the shot to drop. And this will be Washburn for Daly. Going against Minaj, and he is called for the charging foul. It wasn't the most elegant effort by Washburn.
No, it wasn't, but he may have a little bit of an argument there. I don't know how square that defender was. It's kind of tough to see in that replay.
Nonetheless, the foul is in the book against Washburn. It's only his first, and he has 3 points in tonight's game as Lucas takes over for the Warriors. Now Dibiamaka. Back to Barker. Firing from 3. Can't get it, but the big man is there to reel in the offensive rebound. That's Principal Singh, but he couldn't finish the job.
And unfortunately for the dribblers, if they're going to stay in that drop defense, that big man sagging off and trying to protect the drive, well, the Warriors are shooting the ball so well that that's just an uncontested shot for Barker.
So here's Singh, and he can't get the first to go. The Warriors are now 6 of 9 from the free throw line, 7 of 10 now, and they lead it by 12.
It's good to see Singh back on the floor. He only played just under 5 minutes in that first half. I was wondering if he had a little bit of something as you see the dribblers go back to that Washburn action, trying to get him in the low block.
They turn the corner. That's Panache, but he can't finish the runner. And Sandhu comes up running. Here's Barker wide open on the 3-point line. And Barker drains the long 3.
Missed the last one, made sure of that one.
Here's Lockie Barker for Daly. Montgomery, he measures the 3. And they rule that the ball will stay with the Punjab Warriors. So it was quick in the offense, but it was a high percentage 3-point chance that Barker took and made.
Well, if you're going to say that these guys is weak, that's probably not the defense that they were talking about at halftime. But if you've got a shooter that's got the green light to shoot it, it doesn't matter when in the offense, whether it's 23 seconds on the clock or 1 second on the clock. If they're open and you got the green light, the coach is giving them the green light, they're going to shoot it.
Barker has the green light, but he can't finish. But he does on the second effort. That's a nice basket from Lockie Barker to cut the margin to 15. Here's Sandhu firing for Punjab.
That was a little bit off. I don't think that even grazed the rim.
Here's Washburn. Down low to Montgomery, and Dibiamaka commits the foul. As Daly makes mass substitutions. 4 on and 4 out. That would perhaps indicate a level of unhappiness from the coach, do you think?
I would probably go that route. Either that or everyone got tired at the same time.
Daly with the ball. This is Polsma. Works off Washburn. Polsma rises, and they're going to call the foul here, I think, on Stokely Chafee. They do. They said he stuck a hand in the cookie jar.
If the Dribblers want to start chipping away, they've got to get it done on the defensive end, but then they've got to put some pressure on the officials to make some calls, and so they can get to the foul line. Then it's up to them to knock them down.
And Polsma misses the first. And so the Dribblers are 4 of 8 on free throws tonight.
Now, 4 of 8 would be great from the three-point line. Unfortunately, it's probably not the clip you want to be shooting from the free throw line.
They're 6 of 19 on threes, which is almost a pass mark. Polsma makes the second. Dibiamaka now for the Warriors. He pulls up and can't get it to go, and Polsma pushes back the other way for Daly. Burkholder. Lakesh Warren. Washburn. He swings it to Sahil. Sahil can't get it to go, and the ball spills out of bounds and will go back to the Punjab Warriors.
But that was much better action, better patience from the Dribblers. Washburn with a great find to Sahil, who's one of their known shooters. So to create an uncontested three for a shooter is a great action, as we see a little hard show on that on ball.
Here's Principal Singh coming up short, and Washburn gets the rebound. Sahil back to Washburn. Polsma, he's open on the three-point line, but can't connect. Barker now for the Warriors, back the other way.
Chennai had this problem just the other night, where they did not shoot the ball well.
But Dibiamaka does shoot it well.
He does indeed, and
it's
one of the things that if you can create an open shot, that's great. But then you got to be able to knock them down. If you miss 3 or 4 in a row, now you've got to be able to figure out, as we see Washburn fire away and knock it down. But you've got to figure out how to keep scoring, keep the scoreboard ticking over. As we see Washburn strip Chafee.
That was a clean defensive play by Washburn. While his teammates have been struggling to hit the three, the big man showed how it's done.
Don't worry, I got it.
Here's Barker. Inbounds to Chafee. The Warriors up by 14. Here's Sandhu going against Washburn. Now up to Chafee. Singh couldn't tidy up, and Daly comes back the other way. Polsma to Burkholder. Burkholder can't finish, but he gets a second opportunity, and he puts the scraps in the bin.
And that's really been a couple of possessions for the Dribblers. They've done a fairly solid job on the defensive end, and just over 5 minutes of play, they've given up 9 points, which is great. But they've got to be able to capitalize on their finishes when they get to the offensive end of the floor.
So Daly cuts the margin to 12. It's 60-48, and that prompts Punjab to call a timeout. Let's head down and hear what Andrew Harms has got to say to his team.
Let's have a look at some...
no second chances. We need to
get
find
to our diamonds. Let's go
early
next
and
play
pursue
down, run the diamond back cut out of it. Yep, they're overplaying those lanes. So let's go Tane's side. So that's you. Who we got in here? Let's go you. Yeah. So that's you that side. Tane's side, back cut, nothing. We're playing off that high-low action.
Ryan here.
Thing down here. How are they scoring? Offensive rebounds, transition, cutting down. Let's go.
1, 2, 3. Good job. Hey, rebounding is up for one person.
So we just heard from Andrew Harms, and he's just trying to get a little bit more action out of the offense.
Yeah, they've had a couple of possessions where they got a solid lead, and unfortunately, at times in teams, you're like, hey, we got this lead. I'm going to just do this thing and break out of offense or whatever, you know, whatever individualistic player flair tries to happen. And where the ball movement was really working for them, to be able to create some great shots, and they were shooting the ball well in the second quarter.
So this is Barker to Samuel. They looked for Maslin on the back cut, but he wasn't open, and Samuel goes from deep and comes up short as Washburn comes up with another rebound. He goes at Samuel and gets him out of the way, but can't finish. And now Samuel showing his point guard skills. This is Barker to Maslin. Barker again works off Samuel. Samuel to the outside, and Minaj. Barker strong on the offensive glass. Can't get the finish. But after a little scrap under the basket, the ball will go back to the Punjab Warriors.
And I think that was the right call. There was a little bit of bump and grind on a rebound, but when is the rebound never just when is the rebound ever just taken cleanly and clearly? The Warriors had a couple of great opportunities, missed some easy ones at the basket.
Here's Sandhu. He loses the handle, and it comes back to the Warriors, and they get a fresh 24 seconds. So they can take their time on this possession, but Samuel went to work on Lakesh Warren and couldn't get the finish. Here's Sahil firing in transition. Barker with the rebound. Now Maslin turns the corner, pulls up and hits a nice bucket. Boston Maslin.
And I don't think he's missed yet. I feel like saying that, I'm just going to jinx him. I'm sorry, Boston, if you miss after me saying that, but he's putting together a great performance. 3 of 3 from downtown, adds to his scoring tally, goes to 11 on that little floater there.
Here's Sahil firing over Maslin, and he can't connect, and Samuel comes down with another rebound.
And that is not the shot the Dribblers want. I mean, yes, it's a shooter. My guy, Boston, getting it done. I didn't put the jinx on him. Able to knock down another one.
On cue, Boston Maslin did not have an iota of a second thought as the ball came to him outside the arc, and he buried it to give the Punjab Warriors a 17-point lead, 65-48, and Dave Petrozello has called a timeout. We're going to head down and hear what he's got to say to the Delhi Dribblers.
Move the ball, win the 50-50s, be aggressive, get that line. I want everything at the paint, okay? We're gonna go elbows here. Monty, that's gonna be you, okay? Loki, you got ball. I want you to go towards Berkey. Berkey, show for a screen, okay? Then dive down. Monty, dig, catch, on the square, rip to your right hand and go to the basket. Okay, if you can't finish on a layup, turn it into a Barkley. Turn it into a Barkley. Danny, stay stuck right there so there's no help. All right, Jess, you're away. Jess, you're gonna guard the ball handler in the full court. Energy, 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 energy. Hey, we made our run. We have more runs in us. Let's go. 1, 2.
Okay, so there's the Delhi Dribblers as Dave Petrozello wants plenty of energy. Let's head down to the sidelines and hear what the Punjab Warriors heard in their timeout. Let's go to Dhruv Barman.
Coach Andrew is very pleased with the way the team's been playing, and not much of a report. The game plan is to stay poised, stay composed, you know, keep the lead intact, and don't mess up from here. That's about it. To stay poised. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Dhruv.
I'm just going to throw out, that's a terrible game plan. The game plan needs to be get Boston the ball to shoot more shots. He hasn't missed. 14 points on perfect shooting, 4 of 4 from the 3.
That'll get you a game anywhere in the world right now, as the Dribblers get 1 to 4 with Jashu Pintu checking into the game for the first time.
If they are not running something for Boston here, come on.
This is Garrett up top, working. Maslin partly open. Manoj firing and can't get it to go. Here's Montgomery for Daly. Lakesh Warren. He's wide open on the three-point line, but comes up short. Montgomery can't finish the second effort, but the ball will stay with the Delhi Dribblers.
Well, this could be an opportunity for the Dribblers to get a guy like Burkholder out and put Lockie Barker in. The Warriors aren't as big right now without Singh on the floor and without Stokely on the floor. So potentially adding a little more firepower in that guard lineup.
Here's Polsma getting the catch off the inbounds pass, and that's a nice finish for Daniel Polsma. He cuts the gap to 13. And here's Boston Maslin for the Punjab Warriors. Working to Garrett. He tried to go inside to Manoj, but his pass was picked off. And they're going to blow a foul on Manoj. Not a clean set there from the Warriors. As Divya Market checks back in for Garrett, and Divya Market will surely take over the playmaking duties.
Well, everyone's got that guy on their team where things is, when the ball's in their hand, things are a little under control, and the Warriors are lucky to have two of those guys, Mbaka and Uche. So with him on the floor, you can see he might take the ball handling responsibilities. A great defensive play. The Warriors off and running again.
Here's Maslin. He works off Samuel's screen. He hits him on the roll, and Arne Samuel can't control the ball and get the finish. Lakesh Warren coughs it up to Maslin, and after Maslin gives it up to Tawari, he spills it out of bounds.
He was shooting that before he had it.
Right intention, wrong execution. Polsma. And it's deflected out of bounds. And they're going to rule that it'll stay with the Punjab Warriors.
We can see that replay there.
As Stokely Chafee checks in for Arne Samuel for the last few seconds of this third quarter. The Punjab Warriors on top 65-52. Here's Maslin. Chafee. Back to Maslin. Back to Chafee. Two-man game. Chafee finds a little room and gets to the basket. So it's the Warriors 65-52 as Burkholder comes up short, and that'll do it for the third period. It's the Punjab Warriors 67, the Delhi Dribblers 52. The Warriors perhaps heading towards their second win of the season.
Yeah, they've got this one under control at the moment. You saw a couple of little patches in that third where the Dribblers went on a little bit of a run, and whether it was a timeout or a sub, the coaching staff quite clever there, making a little change to be disruptive, and the Warriors in control here.
So the Warriors had a 16-12 third quarter to extend their margin from 11 at halftime to 15 after 3, 67-52. And for the Punjab Warriors, their leading scorer is Uche Dibiamaka with 18. Boston Maslin has 14. He's still shooting 100% from the field. And Lucas Barker has 8 points. As we get ready for fourth quarter action, and we are going to go down to the sidelines after we look at the leading scorers. Dibiamaka, Maslin, Manoj has 10. That's a valuable contribution. Lucas Barker and Gurbaz Sandhu with 5 points for the Punjab Warriors. So Dibiamaka is averaging 15 and a half. He's got 18 tonight, so he's on top of that. And this tells some kind of story. Lachlan Barker's got 15, but he's the only Delhi player in double digits.
Yeah, and they've got some guys working, but you got to make some. It's a make or miss league, and unfortunately, some of their shots have been great looks. They generated a couple of really good post-ups on the block for Washburn to go to his left hand. He misses those. A couple of open threes generated, looked at, missed. And it's when you miss those really good looks, it becomes really tough.
So we open the fourth quarter, and the ball here is with Maslin to Chafee, and Chafee with a nice finish out of the pick and roll action. That's a good, positive start for the Punjab Warriors. Here's Montgomery to Lakesh Warren, back down low to Montgomery, working against Chafee. And he spins, draws the foul, and makes the finish. So a nice play by Montgomery.
And one of the advantages right now is he's going to the line with the clock stopped to try and eat into this lead. Even this early in the fourth, that's a huge plus for the Dribblers. Unfortunately, he's missed a couple and left some at the line, so he's got to try and make up for that right now.
So Montgomery at the line. And he misses the bonus free throw. But Delhi comes up with it and can't cash in on the second chance opportunity. Here's Maslin for the Warriors. Barker, hard to the rim, and that's a nice finish by Lucas Barker. He sees daylight and he just attacks the crease.
Well, he had a great assist there from Coach David from the Dribblers yelling out shooter. They ran at him hard, ran him off the line. There was no help defense. He helped himself to an easy two.
So that puts Punjab on top by 17. Poolsma, he is stripped, and Barker comes the other way. Here's Maslin, and Maslin with his first miss.
It was a foul. He should have gone to the free throw line. That one doesn't count.
Here's Barker getting into the paint. Montgomery can't finish under pressure, but he's fouled on the second effort, and he will go to the free throw line. James Montgomery is all about the second effort.
And third, and fourth, and fifth. He's got a motor, and it's great to see. Right now, he needs to be able to knock down some free throws to help his team chip away at this lead.
And he comes up empty. He is now 1 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. And he misses again. So that's another disappointing trip to the charity stripe for James Montgomery, as Barker comes back the other way for the Warriors. He goes inside to Chafee, and Chafee is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Nice heads up play and pass from Lucas Barker.
That was a great find by Barker. Just a little bit of the ball, but a little bit of the wrist as well.
So Chafee gets the first. Lucas Barker tonight has got 10 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of assists, as Chafee connects on the second free throw. And the Warriors are out by 19.
If the Dribblers want to have a chance at cracking down and eating into this lead, they need to be able to get a couple of stops, stringing them together, back to back to back. As Chafee's stopped that one, pinned it against the glass, and the Warriors are off and running again.
This is Barker. He'll work off Chafee's screen. He dumps it to Chafee, but he can't handle the ball. And Polsma goes at Sandhu. Kicks it out to Lakesh Warren. He can't get it to go. And Sandhu comes the other way for the Warriors. This is Boston Maslin up top for the Warriors. Sandhu. Under pressure. Montgomery strips it, and they go to Lockie Barker, and Lockie Barker with the easy layup. Lack of good spacing on that play really undid the Warriors there, I think.
It did. You're right. You're 100% correct there. The defensive effort raised by the Dribblers, able to force a turnover. They haven't been able to do that too many times.
And Chafee commits a turnover as well, which he says was not his turnover, but the ball was knocked away by Daly. Nonetheless, the men with the stripes, as always, get the last say. And the Punjab Warriors are going to challenge that call. So let's see if it does get reversed. Do you like the challenge system?
I love the challenge system. It's one of those things that you could see it in the Australian League. Every team has got a guy with the laptops watching the game as it happens. And you can see every head coach, you know, I was watching the Perth game, the Perth Southeast of Melbourne game the other night, and there was a number of times a former teammate of mine, John Riley's looking at the video guy trying to figure out, do I challenge, do I take it, yes or no? Speaking of the Perth Wildcats, I believe Rob Bevo, if you're listening and tuning in, big shout out to Bevo, who's done a great job coaching around the world. Might need to try and get him to India sometime soon.
I think Bevo was on the list, but he perhaps wanted a little breather back home.
Yeah, he's been trekking around the world on some holidays and some downtime, but coming up for another big season in Taiwan.
He's certainly been one of the most successful coaches in Australia, but more than successful, he's one of the most respected coaches in Australia and around the world.
I feel like every coach here coaching in this tournament, in this league, has got a connection to Bevo in some way, shape or form.
And so the Punjab Warriors do win the challenge, and the call was reversed. And they take over with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Maslin rises, and now he's missed back-to-back shots.
Sub him out. Sit him down. Missed 2 in a row.
Here's Montgomery working, but not finishing. Burkholder, he tightens up and puts it in for the Dribblers. So there's still about 6.5 minutes to play, and a 15-point margin is still not insurmountable for the Dribblers.
You are 100% correct there, and it's going to be how they play the defensive end of the floor and how they can finish this game, shooting the ball from the free throw line and three-point line. But defense like that is not going to get it done, as Sandhu just finds his way at the rim. Easy finish.
That's a nice play by Gurbaz Sandhu. Here's Lockie Barker for Daly. And Sandhu got a piece of the action. Here's Singh with the rim run, but an out-of-control finish. Lakesh Warren, and his pass was perhaps intended for Montgomery, misinterpreted by Burkholder, and finished out of bounds.
Yeah, and you can see right there, after what was a pretty tough defensive play, they get the ball back, they're off and running. The turnover happens, and the body language on that turnover is not what you want to see. But they still have a chance with just a tick under 6 minutes. They can get it done, but they really need to knuckle down and tighten up on the defensive end of the floor.
Here's Chafee. He can't get the finish, and Daly comes up with it. You would think from here they need to play flawless basketball, as Barker fires, and Chafee comes down with the ball. Here's Barker. looking to increase the 17-point lead. Dibby a marker. He gets it to Chafee. Good defense by Lockie Barker. The shot clock at 6. Chafee needs to get the ball in the air. And now Dibby a marker does. And Dibby a marker makes the most of an untidy couple of seconds.
It was. I think Chafee got away with a sneaky one. He dribbled that ball and then held it for long enough that people seem to forget that he dribbled it. Got away with a double dribble.
There's Washburn just moseying to the basket. And he comes up limping as Dibby a marker comes the other way for the Punjab Warriors. That's a long two. He had a foot on the line. Washburn with the rebound. 4.5 minutes left in the contest. Yep, stand by. Lockie Barker hits a big three for the Delhi Dribblers, and they need a few more yet in the closing minutes here if they're going to bring this gap in from where it is at 16.
Well, we said that 2 minutes ago, and unfortunately for the Dribblers, they had a couple of turnovers and basically tried to peg it back in one shot. You know, they took a couple of threes where they need to get on the rim, try and force the referees to blow the whistle so the clock stops. They haven't shot the free throws great so far, as we see Barker starting to heat up, and that's danger signs for any opposition if he gets going.
So Barker with back-to-back buckets for Delhi, and the margin is at 14 as we get towards 3.5 minutes to play. Dibby a marker to Chafee, and Chafee is fouled by Washburn, and Chafee will go to the free throw line.
Be interesting to see if the challenge is used here.
Go with Dibby a marker.
I thought the Dribblers may try and use that challenge. From the angle we had, it looked pretty clean.
Well, I think they've still got one to use, and I guess when you're down by 14 and 3.5, it's worth a roll of the dice, right?
You're a gambling man. Roll the dice.
I like the odds to be in my favour. So there's been a substitution as Lucas Barker leaves the game for the Warriors, and Stokely Chafee makes the first from the free throw line to give him 10 points and 8 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, Barker's on the end of the bench there getting a little cut cleaned up by the looks of things.
And Chafee makes it 2 for 2 on that trip. And it's the Warriors by 16. And looking like they're going to get their second win of the season as Dibby a marker comes down with it. And the referees call a held ball. And the possession arrow is with the Delhi Dribblers.
And the frustration levels of players from both teams is rising here. The officials need to do a really good job closing out this game with 3:21 to go on the clock. Just controlling the emotions through the use of the whistle. And if that means they need to call a little bit more to control things, it's probably the way they need to go.
So Barker will inbound for Delhi. 14 on the shot clock. This is Washburn. Goes to work down low on Chafee. Good defense by Chafee to hold his ground. This is Polsma. The shot clock at 2. He rises, but can't finish, and Chafee comes down with the rebound.
I believe that gives Chafee his double-double.
Well, that's another good night's work from Stokely Chafee. Not as spectacular as the other night, but a valuable contribution towards a victory nonetheless. Here's Maslin. And Boston Maslin, after being red hot, has cooled right off.
I'm just going to blame the coaches. They left him on the bench too long. Something. But no, you're right. Halftime really cooled him off. 4 of 4 in the first half from downtown. He hasn't been able to connect.
The Dribblers come up with a 3. But surely is too little too late. The MVP will be Dibby a marker. Sandhu firing and they're going to have a consultation on this out of bounds decision. And they say they want to have a look at it on the video.
Which is the right call. You got to make sure that you get these things right, particularly in this situation. Dribblers looking to try and boost and try and get on a little run to finish the fourth and cut this lead.
Well, the margin is 13 with 2:15 left. And stranger things have happened where teams have been able to string together some quick buckets and close a margin such as this, but Delhi they've played in fits and starts tonight. They haven't really been at their best.
They have been a little bit disjointed, but this is the byproduct of losing a great playmaker and ball handler like Madronya.
I think from that angle, the ball was going to go back to Punjab. But let's see, and it does.
And I think that's one of the best calls the referees have made all night. Just go on and check that. They've got the opportunity to use that. So the fact that they went to that is great. Credit to them.
Yep, give the referees a tick. They get plenty of crosses from the coaches, the players and the fans, but that was a good call. It was a good call to get the right call. Here's Sandhu attacking the rim and finishes with the reversal. Nice play by Gurbaz Sandhu.
Once again, the Warriors able to keep that scoreboard ticking over, adding that pressure to the Dribblers.
Polsler comes up empty, and Chafee comes up with another rebound. Now Dibiamaka ahead to Sandhu. Sandhu turned the corner, but lost the ball. And Barker comes back the other way as we head towards the last minute and a half of this game. Barker to Dibiamaka, and he is going to slow things down. Barker now works off Chafee's screen, throws it up, and Chafee wasn't on the same page as Barker.
Barker's looking to hook his big man up. Big man needs to keep rolling and get on the rim. He's got the length and athletic ability to finish that.
So Barker will inbound the shot clock's at 6. Sandhu looked at the rim and then decided to attack the rim. And that'll be a shot clock violation against the Punjab Warriors. But the damage is minimal. They still lead by 15 with 1 minute 15 left in the fourth quarter. And Delhi Dribblers coach Dave Petrozello has called a timeout. Let's head down sidelines and in to the Delhi Dribblers timeout huddle.
Hey, we need buckets, point differential and the game. Keep attacking, keep attacking. Side out of bounds, Lockie, I want you to inbound it. Okay, Wash, start on a strong block. Tomar, strong elbow. Okay, Danny right here. Loki away, Loki, circle up. Danny, come out. I got two guys here. Wash, step to it strong. I want you to move in, and I want Lockie to go. Now I want you to look at Tomar. Tomar, catch and go. Catch and go if you got that. Otherwise, keep the ball. Lockie will come back to you, DHR. Yeah. That makes sense? Yeah. All right? Get a look, get to the rim. Be aggressive, Danny, be aggressive. Delhi! 1-2.
So there's Dave Petrozello, and I might be wrong, but my reading of this is Lachlan Barker will take the ball out of bounds, and then they'll look to get the ball straight back to him.
And the way he's played tonight, he is the scoring threat for them. That's a pretty good option.
So much tonight, it's almost been their only option. Barker's got 22 of their 66.
Yeah, he's really missing his running mate, Alex Madronya, who's unfortunately sidelined.
So Barker does take it out of bounds, and he goes to Poolsma. He's going to loop back around the weak side, perhaps. But Polsma banks one in.
I didn't hear him call it, but right now the Dribblers will take anything they can get.
You take whatever you can get when you are now down by a dozen. Inside the last minute of this one, and the Warriors just need to play smart and look after the basketball. Here's Barker with the shot clock at 6, driving, but not finishing. An untidy finish from Lucas Barker as Lockie Barker pulls up and fires from deep. And is fouled on the second effort.
And that's kind of the thing that they needed to do 4 minutes ago when they had that pressure on the rim through the offensive rebound. Now they got Barker. Knock these two down, cuts it to 10. 34 seconds. Might not be enough time to get them back over the line.
We talked about the importance of free throws. And Barker misses another one. They are now 5 of 13 from the free throw line. And in a 12-point game, now 11, that bites you on the backside.
It does. It just adds that little bit of scoreboard pressure, and the other team can tighten up and start to make a couple of mistakes.
As Washburn picks off the pass but can't keep it inbounds. 30 seconds left in this one. The Warriors up by 11 as Dibiamaka takes over. Now Barker. And again, they'll run as much time off the clock as they can on this possession. Here's Chafee. He's stripped by Washburn. Lockie Barker to Tomar, and he's fouled by Dibiamaka. They're going to get the win, but they might be a little disappointed about how they're closing this game out.
They should get this win. You know, anything is possible, but you're right. They should get this win, but it has been an ugly finish to this ball game.
So Tomar is going to shoot a pair for the Delhi Dribblers. And if he makes both, cut the margin to 9. He makes one. So where this could have really got away from Delhi, you give them a little credit. They've fought back and cut the margin to something respectable. He gets the second, and it is now a 9-point game, and they extend the defense. Here's Barker. Long to Minaj, and he turns it over looking for Chafee. Barker fires from deep and comes up empty, and Dibiamaka secures the rebound as the Punjab Warriors secure the win. 81-72. So the second win of the season for the Punjab Warriors. They got 20 points from Uche Dibiamaka, 14 from Boston Maslin, 11 from Stokely Chafee, and 10 apiece from Lucas Barker and Minaj. For the Delhi Dribblers, it was Lachlan Barker with 23, James Montgomery 11, and Daniel Polsma 11. Your thoughts?
Look, it wasn't the prettiest of games, but for the Warriors, that's the second win of the season. And right now, I think they'll take a win pretty ugly in any way they can get it.
The Delhi Dribblers outscored the Warriors 20-14, and much of that probably came in what we would call junk time, I guess. And the Warriors just getting untidy and not really putting the seal on that game like they would want to. So we just confirm the final score. It's the Punjab Warriors 81 over the Delhi Dribblers 72. And as we said, the Warriors with their second win of the INBL Pro U-25 season. And we're going to hear from winning coach Andrew Harms, who is down on the floor with Dhruv Barman.
We just find reasons to hang out. I'm always interviewing him. I love it. Coach, let's start with the positives first. What are some things you felt like your team did really well today?
I think our execution. I think it's starting to come along with the group, understanding a bit of role clarity and understanding what the defense presents and the options that we have out of it. So I was really proud of that. And then the defensive energy. I thought we started a little sluggish, but we really turned that around the defensive end, and we know that we can generate cheap baskets for us in transition and off broken plays. It's going to help us get to a winning score.
Awesome. But is there certain things you feel like your team like could have done better, like even for the next game, or in this game you feel like there's some things, some areas where your team can definitely, do a much better job?
Probably a little clock management. I think understanding that that's our friend in the fourth quarter when we've got a nice lead. So we want to stay aggressive, but it's about understanding when it is to be aggressive and when it's time to be able to force them to defend for, deep into that clock. So that's a good learning and takeaway from us. We'll be able to see some film and see where we can improve in that area. But overall, I'm really proud of the bounce back from the guys.
Awesome. One last question, because the Delhi Dribblers did make a run, and I feel like that's something you guys have been in these situations where you have a good lead, but teams start making those runs. How are you able to compose your entire, your troops? How are you able to kind of have them, be composed throughout in these situations?
Well, I think it's about spending some time together and getting a bit of continuity and understanding what is our objectives on the offensive and defensive end. And as we've spoken about, there's going to be moments where we have a little bit of disconnect, but it's how quickly we can re-establish what we want to do and try and impose our handshake on the game a little bit. And that's what I was really proud of. We put somewhat 4 quarters together, and for us, we spoke about bouncing back tonight, and the guys did that in a big way.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Coach. But if you know we're not going to end any interview without any shout-outs. So, Coach, it's your time to shine.
Oh, it's always my kids. I miss them dearly. Nash, Banksy and Airlie. Dad loves you very much. And my beautiful wife, Carly, too. So a big shout-out from Dad and an amazing husband.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Coach. All the best for your next game. Next up, we have the MVP, Dibia Marcus. Somehow, you always find a way, man. You always find a way to give the other team a 20-piece. Whether your shot's falling or it's not falling, somehow you find a way. What's your mindset coming into every single game? Because you do give me very, I was on the bench, very Russell Westbrook kind of mentality.
First and foremost, all glory to God. Secondly, I did give him 20, but it was a team effort. Couldn't have done without the teammates. Everybody was in it together. The bench came in, had some really good minutes. Starters came in, and they set the tone really well for us. But like Lucas was saying earlier, wins and losses, we still got learning moments, and we're gonna be able to. We still got room to grow. We still got to elevate.
This is a question for all the kids watching. Because there's a lot of, especially in India. How are you able to get to the rim at ease? How are you able to get to the rim so easily? Every single time I see, if you want to get to the rim, you find a way through 5 people if you have to. How is that something you work on, or how does that work for you?
It's all mental. It's all intangible stuff. That's not a skill. That's just being mentally prepared and mentally locked in and just wanting to win. Some people, everyone can say they want to win, but at the end of the day, you got to do things that winners do. And that's winning is not a skill. Winning is habit. You know what I mean? So it's all, when you wake up in the morning, you got to just mentally be ready for it. And then it's contagious too. So it starts with me, but not just me. It starts with Baz and Lucas and Stokely and all the boys, and it's contagious throughout the team.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, bro. All the best for the next one. See you at your next 20-piece. Hi, man. The man. My man, always. Baz, इत्ते आजा भाई. पहले ये बता, good game. Excellent, अच्छी lead थी. Game ups and downs. पहले बता, कैसा feel हो रहा है?
काफ़ी अच्छा, हमें ये विन चाहिए थी एब्सोल्युटली, क्योंकि हम 3-1 से डाउन हैं. तो ये विन और हमारे टीम के लिए काफ़ी अच्छी मोटिवेशन है. तो वी आर रियली हैप्पी टू गेट दिस विन. तो आई थिंक हमारी लास्ट गेम में जो हमारे ट्रांजिशन डिफेंस पे मिस्टेक्स हुई थी, तो हमने काफ़ी ओवरकम किया अच्छी तरह से उनको. तो आई थिंक नेक्स्ट गेम्स में भी हम बिल्कुल अच्छी तरह से लीड से मैच जीतेंगे.
और ऐसा तेरे को फील हो रहा है ये इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स साथ खेलने के अब तुमको हफ्ता होने को आया, ऐसा फील हो रहा है कि गेम में इंप्रूवमेंट काफ़ी आ रही है इनके साथ खेल के?
एब्सोल्युटली. वो जो इंटेंसिटी है गेम की, जो पेस है गेम का, वो तो बिल्कुल काफ़ी चेंज हो रहा है हमारा इनसे. तो हम जैसे प्रैक्टिस अपने इंडिया गेम की प्रैक्टिस भी करते हैं, तो उसमें हमें काफ़ी जैसे लगता है जैसे हम फिजिकली या इंटेंसिटी काफ़ी इंप्रूव हो रही है हमारी. जैसे और
That's good enough, man. That's it. All the best for the next match, मेरे भाई. That's it from here, guys. I'm going to send it to my beautiful, beautiful co-commentator, co-flash interviewer, Ryan, right there. Thanks.
Hi, so I'm joined by Alex Mudronya, who put out a wonderful performance in his previous game. Unfortunately, he was not able to perform today. So Alex, how does it feel to, be in a situation where you couldn't step out there and play for your team? I know it must be hard, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Especially I thought we kind of lost our way a little bit when they went on some runs. So yeah, of course, as a competitor, I want to be on the floor, man. It's hard to watch us take a loss tonight.
Indeed. Well, when you're in a situation like this, right, you're going through an injury, what is your mindset? Because when you get back on the court after an injury, you need to go in strong.
Yeah, I mean, a brain injury is a little bit different, you know. I think normally I'll be trying to get in the gym and do everything I can, but for this one, I've got to just relax, you know, which is kind of hard for me sometimes. I like to be on my feet and be moving. So just relax, give the team whatever I can from the sidelines for now, but I'll be back in no time.
How has your experience been like in India? Have you gotten a chance to explore the city? What's your favorite kind of stuff to eat?
I went to, I'm going to butcher this, Akshardham.
Akshardham, yes.
Beautiful, really, really beautiful place. I felt very present there. And I went to the Garden of Five Senses by myself, by the way. I'm loving India, having a great time. I think the culture's amazing. The people have welcomed us. So yeah, I'm enjoying that part of it, but hopefully we can get some more wins.
All right, Alex, so thank you so much for your time and hoping to see you back on the court very soon. And I also have one more player joining me. That is the captain of the Delhi Dribblers, Pratyanshu Tomar, India International. Pratyanshu, before we talk about your game, how did it feel like losing 2 games back-to-back? Your team had a good start to this edition, but unfortunately 2 losses. How's it? What's the plan? You're going to go back to the drawing board?
Now we will focus on winning all our games. Like we fought hard. We fought really hard. Some of the shots, like the tough shots, they didn't go in, and for the other team, they made some threes in a row, and that gave them an advantage. And we were trying to climb that lead back, and we just failed to do so in this game.
So question I've been asking all the captains, so I want to ask from your team's perspective. So, of course, there are mostly, you have Indian players, you also have a lot of players coming from different countries. So how did the team chemistry come in? How did the initial interactions, how did the team settle all through?
I think initially we were just trying to figure out what role each and every player is going to play, because our coaches, they did the scouting. For some of the Indian players, they had to see their own court to feel the role. Like even me, I was sitting out till now because I was injured. So he kept his words for me till I started playing. He said he expects much more from me, like some rebounding, because today I think we were a little low on the rebounds offensively and we fell short, but the chemistry is building. Every game we're getting better.
That's nice. And last one, who's the biggest trash talker in your team?
In our team, I don't know, because from the past 2 games, I've seen 2 players from the opponent team and they go at it. Like they don't stop. Even the referees telling them to stop, but they don't stop.
I think
no one.
I think you didn't say your name because you can't say your name. All right, so thank you so much, Pratyanshu, for your time and all the best for the next one. That's all from the sidelines. Back to Grant at the comms.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And we will get ready to have a look at some of the highlights from this game. And we talked about the individual performances, but of note was Punjab took control of this one with a 46-30 effort over the second and third periods. That was where the foundation of the win was laid.
Yeah, it really was. It was a tough effort. You know, the first quarter so close, and they really broke that game out in the second and continued with the third. And it was a little scrappy to finish the fourth, but, you know, the Warriors came away with their second win. I'm sure they're pretty happy with that.
Any win's a good win. And as we see some of the action from distance, and this is Lockie Barker with 3 of his 23 points for the night. There's your man Boston Maslin, who went 4 for 4, I believe.
4 for 4 in the first half. Unfortunately, that half time cooled him down. He was absolutely spectacular.
He was almost in the coach's lap on that one. And Lucas Barker also hitting from deep. Lucas Barker was 2 of 5 on threes tonight. And this man, Lockie Barker, he was 4 of 9 on threes. So a good job from him.
Yeah, great job. If you're shooting 80% from the three-point line, you probably need more than 5 threes.
So the Warriors went 10 of 32 as a team from beyond the arc, while the Punjab Warriors went 12 of 31. So it wasn't a lights out night, but it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was indeed, and they made them when they counted. Every single time that they went on a run, there was a 3 to stop it. So it's a great game and a great win for a team that had only won one so far.
They had only had that one win, but they hadn't really been blown out to any great extent. They have been quite competitive, and as we see the game MVP, Uche Dibiamaka, getting to the rim. And there's confirmation of the final score. The Punjab Warriors 81 over the Delhi Dribblers 72. So that's the first game of tonight's doubleheader. We've still got plenty more to come as we check the standings. And Punjab has moved up to second place. Hyderabad at 3-1 on top, then Punjab, Mumbai, Chennai. Delhi falls to 2 and 3 in fifth place, and Gujarat at the bottom, but looking to pick up another win tomorrow night. Coming up next, the second game of tonight's doubleheader. We are going to take a short break, and we'll come back with the Hyderabad Falcons against the Chennai Heat. You're watching INBL Pro U-25.